This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, I got
your boy John.
John, what up, dog?
What's good?
What's going on, people? We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to everybody tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Please do us a favor. Make sure you hit the sub button, the like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with us, you disagree with us, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call us an Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C Note. And please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen all week, Shakur Stevenson on $1 million worth of game. And I'm starting to believe that Shakur Stevenson is manipulating the people.
Definitely is.
Just watching him trying to do this interview and explain the difference between why he didn't take Devin Haney's 25%, but why Frank Martin should have took 25%. And he's saying that the 25% would have been less than his last 3 fights, which we all know is cap. There's no way. Them last 3 fights, you was fighting janitors.
You wasn't going to make no 8 mil off those last 3 fights.
You would, yeah, but he's saying that the 8 mil was capped, but you know damn well you're going to get way more money for fighting Devin Haney. That fight is going to bring in a total bag that's going to be way bigger than any of those last 3 guys you fought. And you're trying to make it seem like, well, I didn't deny the fight. I just enforced my mandatory. You enforce your mandatory because you know they're going to do a different negotiation for money. It's the same thing you saying you agreeing with Frank Martin via DM. You agreeing with him over a DM to 25%. Then you say you agree with his people. They're saying it's not 25%. I don't know. To me, it just seemed like he's coming up with outrageous demands in these fights. Like he's somebody that he's not. He act like he Tank to me. Like, you know, and then it's like Devin Haney, like, all right, you don't want to take the 25%, I'm out because you're not worth more than 25%. So if you're not going to do that and I'm going to get a smaller bag by you enforcing this mandatory, I'm out to get the paper. Because he even said it. Devin Haney is about the money. He's trying to get that bag. So I'm starting to believe Shakur Stevenson's narrative is inaccurate. I'm thinking he's asking for stuff that's just outrageous and don't nobody want fighting.
That's crazy because I think he pulled the same maneuver. Devin Haney, he's like, you look at his resume and who he fought. He got some names on his list. And then at the time, like, who did Shakur fight? Like, why should I give you this much? And who did you fight?
Exactly.
And then Shakur to Frank Martin, he's like, to Frank Martin, like, who did you fight? And I don't get it. So he's pulling the same trick, but at the same time, Shakur Stevenson to me still didn't fight anybody worth saying that type of stuff.
Unless you're going to go off the boy Herring. That was probably the best fight that he had. But I'm saying he's fighting nobodies, and then he's trying to make it. Lomachenko, I could believe, is ducking. But then again, you probably want outrageous money to fight Lomachenko.
No.
And it's not like, again, one fight at 135. That's it. How many pay-per-view buys does Shakur Stevenson have in his career? How about pay-per-view fights? Like, I know we got a lot of Shakur Stevenson fans because he's up and coming, but we got to keep it a C note and realize this guy may be running a movie on us.
Yep.
Let's talk basketball real quick. Damian Lillard, he was on It Is What It Is podcast. Shout out Cam and Mason, the fellas. He said,
and I think Steph is right there. But I think you just from somebody that plays against Steph and is, you know, I played against him a lot. We've been playing in the league at the same time. I think a lot of times he's more in a shooting guard type of role. You know, it's a lot of movement off the ball. Draymond is almost like the actual point guard of the team, even though Steph is the point guard.
Right.
You know, I think if Steph played in the offense like me, where it was required for him to have the ball more, you know, we'd get to see him do more point guard stuff.
What's your thoughts on it? Steph Curry, I've heard over the years a lot of people saying Steph Curry is not a point guard. And I've rejected it. But to hear somebody like Damian Lillard say it, who's in the NBA and he's an elite player in this generation, I found it interesting. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I always consider Steph Curry a point guard, but now reading that Chris Paul is over there and he is going to be starting, where do you think that's going to put Steph? That's going to put him at the 2.
Right.
So to me, it's almost like they have two different play styles that made to really, really compare. But, I mean, Magic's accolades, I mean, for what he did, I mean, Steph, right, for what he did too. He did it a shitload. And I think he was the best player of this generation. He was better than Bron and all of them. You could call me a Uber, but that's just me keeping it a I feel as though Steph Curry did more in his career than Bron. And this was supposed to be Bron's league. But Magic, I don't know. I ain't taking nothing away from Magic, but they're two different play styles. That's almost like Jordan and Joe Dumars.
Right.
They're both shooting guards, but they have two different kind of play styles.
Right.
And so it's hard to, I don't know, for me to say who's better out the two. So, I mean, I'm always going to say Magic was the best of his time, and he changed a lot. And so does Steph.
Listen, you and I always say it that sometimes we can agree that Steph may have changed the game for the worse.
Yep.
Right? All right, so I do agree he has this whole generation shooting like him. He's done a lot for Under Armour and everything that we've mentioned on previous episodes. But we can't forget that without Magic Johnson and Bird, both of them, it wouldn't even be an NBA today.
True.
They would have went bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that alone puts Magic Johnson up here. But Gilbert Arenas podcast, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he recently said that he was going to work with Hakeem Olajuwon out in Houston. Gilbert Arenas blasted Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh no! Who the fuck you gonna do the moves on? Wimbayami? What you need a dream shake for Wimbayami? He weighed this much. Hey, fuck out of here. James did it. You ain't seen a dream shake Martin Luther I need a dream move since he left this camp. You ain't seen shit that resembled Hakeem Olajuwon and LeBron James, let alone anybody whoever first of motherfucking all who wants to learn a move from somebody who did it in 1990 anyway.
What's your thoughts on everything, John? Keep it a C-note.
I like what Hakeem is doing, and if that's your style of game and it works for you, then do it. I mean, not everybody has like a drop step. Not everybody has a fadeaway or has every like offensive arsenal in their repertoire. So, but if there's a big guy and he's trying to expand his game, especially like in the box and the low post, like I don't see what's wrong going to get some work.
That's another thing, not to cut you off. Another thing Gilbert was saying is not that it's dinosaur moves, but basically the game isn't played in the post no more.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to see it more and more like that. But if I was a coach, I wouldn't. I'm old school. I would have the center down in the post. You're doing some old school moves and do what you got to do.
What about Hakeem charging players $50,000 for training? Are you cool with that, or is he hustling them? Because Gilbert says it's a hustle.
I mean, I think it's a little steep. It's a little expensive. I mean, for him, for these young guys, I like 20, 25. Come on, bro. And like, how long is this training for? Like, I need more specifics on it, but 50,000 I think is a little.
Well, the season about to start, so it can't be for that long.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's a little steep, but I ain't mad at Hakeem for what he's doing. I think Gil's a hater.
Gilbert Arenas is definitely a hater. My thing is this: $50,000 shouldn't be nothing. These guys are making top dollar. Giannis, he makes good money.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like he's a rookie or none of that. It ain't like rookies are going to see Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't think Giannis needed it, not because what Gilbert is saying, because I think Giannis need to work on the jumper only.
Well,
he got everything else. You can get the post moves later. Get the jumper first, because in the playoffs, they're going to back off you and make you shoot. Not unless that's what your plan is. Since they're going to make me shoot, I'm just going to dominate in the post. That may be his theory. I don't know, but I think that's what he need to spend his money on. But I'm cool with what is he supposed to? Hakeem not supposed to do stuff for free.
I know.
It's a business.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I agree. So Gil's a hater, man. You know who else is a hater, man? I'm tired of seeing these type of clips, man. I don't know if y'all been on Instagram. Anytime I see a Isiah Thomas clip, why is he hating on Jordan? Why does he always
the original Isiah Thomas?
The original Isiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons, Bad Boys. Isiah Thomas. And every time you see a clip of him, it just seems like he's hating on Jordan. It's always like he has to have that one up. We were beating their ass back in the days. I admit, I know he did. He beat Bird. He beat Magic.
Right.
He beat Jordan. But,
right.
I mean, Bird and Magic, I mean, they I don't even want to consider them in their peak prime, but they were like on their exit way out during the late 80s and the time that he won.
They only had like 7 years in.
Yeah.
7 years in the league.
And then to me, I mean, I know Isiah, he got 2 chips.
Right.
2.
Right.
So, I mean, where's all this hate coming from?
Me personally, I would only have to say is because Michael Jordan was the poster child for the NBA. So when Michael Jordan don't like somebody, everybody turned on him. Like, that's major what you're saying. He beat Bird, he beat a young Jordan, but he still beat those guys.
Yeah,
he beat Magic Johnson. Look at it today. Right now, we praise John Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
All-time leader in assists, right? Is it Stills too, maybe? I'm not sure if it's Stills too, but I know he's up there. But we praise John Stockton. He's in everybody's top 5. He never won a championship. Can you imagine right now where people would put John Stockton if he was the all-time assist leader and he beat Jordan, Bird, and Magic?
I agree. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong where his frustration is coming from, because I agree with you. I think if it was between Isiah Thomas and John Stockton and I had a choice to pick between the two in their prime, I'm taking Isiah. But as far as
not even just John Stockton. What I'm saying is any other point guard that beat those guys, they would be mentioned right now in all debates. Like when you hear Steph Curry, it's only Steph Curry and Magic Johnson, nobody else. It's like you just X that man out, and he accomplished a lot. And injuries, the only thing slowed him down. So I think every time he sees a list or he sees something new where his name is dropping more and more, that pisses him off.
So he has to bring Jordan into it, and I don't understand his frustration should be coming from the NBA. That's how I don't know. I think that they should be pushing him. His frustration
with Mike is because Mike created the situation. Mike didn't want to play on a dream team with him. Mike painted him out to be a cancer. After they were close, if you listen to the story, he used to stay at Isiah and them crib. You know what I mean? Or his people's crib or whatever. They was real close. Mike really got everybody to turn on Isiah. I don't know. Me personally, I can see somebody that's like, imagine if you were Isiah. You wouldn't hate Michael right now?
But see, if I'm Michael, I would hate Isiah.
But if you're Isiah, you wouldn't hate Mike right now if he really blocked all your accomplishments.
Because if I feel as though I did my thing, when I was in the league, I bust Jordan ass, I bust Bird ass, and I beat Magic. Like, I'm cool. But so if I feel as though that the NBA is misplacing me, I'm going to go at the NBA.
But it's not the NBA. It's like whoever the top guy is, like Say in rap, when Mace was the top guy and Jay-Z wanted some of that shine, he went at Mace and got Mace out the way. You see what I'm saying? When you're the cool guy, any state, because even going back to that rap thing, when you're the cool guy and you're influencing everybody, it dictates what, even like going back to that Mace and all that thing. If you remember back in the days, dudes was wearing shiny Guess jeans and Jay-Z kind of came and pooped on all of that. Jerseys when they were wearing throwbacks. So one person can alter everybody's perception of something. And I think that's what Isiah holds against Mike. Did Mike not liking him? Mike being the greatest player of all time, ambassador for basketball and all of that. He changed his whole course of how he's viewed in history, and that's why he's upset.
Yeah. Well, if I'm Jordan, my only beef with him is for the fact that y'all beat the Bulls or whatever, eliminated them, and they still went by, shook y'all hands more than once. But for the time that the Bulls actually knocked them out, they just couldn't give them that type of respect. Yeah. And they just exited out. So I can't respect Isiah Thomas after that.
Yeah,
shit.
that was definitely nutty when
that
he
was
did
nutty.
That. But if we're just talking about as a basketball player,
he's the man. I give it to him.
Yeah, he has a right to feel some type of way. Yeah. There's a lot of talk Brady coming out of retirement to play for the Jets. You buying that?
No, I ain't buying it at all. I don't think he would do that to Aaron Rodgers anyway. If it was like somebody else, no, actually, I don't even think Brady would come back at all this year, no matter who it was.
Right, because would he be able to play when he got a percentage of Miami, or he's doing something with Miami?
He got something with Miami. He's sportscasting, so like I think he's good where he's at.
If he was to come back, could Brady have the Jets make a run?
In a couple weeks, I think he would be better than the quarterback they got now. Hell yeah, he'll be able to turn them around in a few weeks.
We seen Brady last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brady's done, man.
You think he's done?
Yeah, Brady wouldn't help their situation. No. We gotta relax with that, man. Brady's all
because one year with Tampa, he did great, and then the next year, like
how did he do last year?
Yeah, last year it wasn't horrible. That great. It was,
and he had a way better team. As far as weapons, on the Jets, he's only going to have Garrett Wilson. He had Evans, Goodwin, all of them. They didn't even have 500 record. They was below 500 made the playoffs last year. So we got to relax with the Brady talk. All right, we know Nick Chubb got injured. He done tore a knee. They done signed Kareem Hunt. Can the Browns go on a run without Nick Chubb? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
I think so, because in the beginning, I don't think it was dependent on Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb to me, is always a solid running back. He's going to give you that X amount, over 1,000-something yards. He's going to produce. To me, the determining factor with the Browns going anywhere is with Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Yep. So,
and I believe the offensive line, because I don't know if Pittsburgh defense is that good, because they wasn't getting to the quarterback like that against San Fran, but they was destroying Cleveland's O-line. It was like they was back there every play. So I think the offensive line is the key for them to make a run, personally. Okay. Kareem Hunt, definitely a good signing, though. He already knows the offense and all that. You can plug him in.
And they got a good defense.
Right, they got a good defense. Nick Chubb, they saying this like the second time he tore his knee. Is his career done? Keep it a C note.
He will never be the same again. After that one, that was hard to watch, and I seen that live. So, I mean, he tore like 3 MCLs, ACLs, or whatever.
He tore his
some types of CLs.
He tore his L's badly.
Yeah, so I don't know if he tore 3, bro. I don't know if he gonna come back, and he's definitely not gonna be the same Nick Chubb. He's definitely gonna be a couple steps slower. I think he might as well hang it up, to be honest, but. Who knows? I don't know, like, advancements in medicine. I don't know with rehab, but...
Technology is crazy, but to tear all them L's and it's a re-tear, I think Nick Chubb definitely might be done.
Yeah.
And it's harsh because I got him, like, I had him as the top running back. But the funny thing is, fantasy football-wise, though, I told myself this year, I'm like, Nick Chubb, like 28 or something. I said, I will not draft him no matter where he falls to me at. I just had that feeling, not that he was going to have a bad injury like this, but that he was going to not produce that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely crazy. Justin Fields drama. Justin Fields appeared to have thrown the coordinators under the bus, the coaches under the bus.
I felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. Felt like I was kind of robotic and, not playing like myself. So, my goal this week is just to, stay effort and just go out there and play football how I know how to play football.
When you say thinking less, what do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and playing more.
We're seeing the GM and them saying, like, we went and got you weapons. It's on you to produce. What's your thoughts on the Justin Fields drama? Keep it a C note.
I don't know. Like, if you're in practice and you're effectively doing those plays, like, I don't get why does it also still resonate into the game. If you feel uncomfortable during practice during these games, I mean, I think you should have had a sit down with your offensive coordinators on the type of plays and the play calling that's happened.
Right.
And I do agree that from the Bears that they got him all these weapons. I mean, they got him the tools. He has the green light. I don't see what is holding him back.
He's not that good. You want him to be a pocket passer. He's not that good. He's not a pocket passer. He's by nature is to run. And from the front, I'm not saying that the Bears are doing this, but from a front office perspective, if you're a GM, if you're an owner, if you're anybody that makes decisions, once Justin Fields come up for his contract extension, you don't want to run him, especially if you give him a bag.
Yeah.
So you want to develop him into a pocket passer now, so it's not like starting all over again once he finally cashes out. But I don't think, I've been telling people this and people grind me up, Justin Fields ain't that good. We get a lot of hype from college. He did this and did that. He's not that good. And again, I said it on the recap a couple of weeks ago. DJ Moore is known for getting 1,000 yards, no matter who the quarterback is. If DJ Moore can't get 1,000 yards with the Chicago Bears, that shows you how bad Justin Fields is. I'm keeping it a C note.
I agree.
The Eagles, they 2-0, John, but it's a lot of talk. We were texting back and forth during their last game. They not looking like that team from last year. What's your thoughts on the Eagles heading into in the week 3? Do you have any concerns with them? Keep it a C note.
We look sloppy to me. Too many turnovers, and I'm seeing communication breaks between him and certain players. You see him and A.J. Brown getting into it on the sideline.
Right.
So there's something going on, but thank God that our running game was good, even though it's still kind of wishy-washy every week because you don't know.
That's a dilemma, right?
Yeah,
that's a whole
dilemma.
Because
Kenneth Gainwell, he was out last game, and that made he had a spectacular game. And who's to say how that game would have went if Kenneth Gainwell would have played that game? He wouldn't have had all them touches.
This is my thing, and I want to ask you because you're an Eagles fan and a football fan. And I know Kenneth Gainwell did good, but you're telling me Kenneth Gainwell is even a debate? He's better than DeAndre Swift?
No, he's not, but I think he's a good backup back for him. Like, when he gets tired, you do them 3 rundowns or whatever, pause, and you got to come out. Come on, Kenneth, you get in there. I take Kenneth Gainwell, believe it or not, over Penny, but I would never put him over Swift. Swift shows why he's actually like a RB1 running back for a team.
Right.
And Gainwell is definitely like a RB2. He's a good backup to the starting running back. He's solid, but I mean, the Eagles, they got to get it together.
I say right now, the blessing for the Eagles has been the defense. If it wasn't for y'all defense, y'all might be 0-2 because the defense kind of get y'all off to them good field position, them quick starts.
But to me, Jalen Hurts doesn't look like himself. To me, he's looking like he's a step off or something. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't call it. I can't put my finger on it.
Okay, but we got Super Bowl hangover, even though they didn't win the Super Bowl, just all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got new offensive coordinator. Your offensive line, they're a year older because the offensive line has looked shabby a lot. And when I was talking to folks during the game, they're like, nah, these are designed runs. They're letting them through. And I'm like, I don't know. The O-line look a little shaky. But I don't know if it's the coordinator. I don't know what it is. But it's a lot going on with them. And is Reddick hurt? Hassan Reddick? Where the hell has he been at? I haven't heard his name mentioned much in them games. And he had a monster year last year.
But my thing is that he was under 200 yards against the Vikings, and I felt as though, like, this is another game in a row where, like, bro, like, your passing yards are just, like, lower and lower. This wasn't like Jalen Hurts of last year. He was throwing the ball in the air.
I say it all the time, John. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask Eagles fans because it could be the hangover. It could be the new offensive coordinator. But could it be the tape? The tape, you got a year worth of Jalen Hurts on tape.
That's true. That's true. But there are times, though, like,
where guys are open, he's underthrowing them, overthrowing them. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He just looks a step off. He's not crisp with the passes. It's not always on the money. And
how many weeks do you go before you start panicking and realizing this is not the same team? Win, lose, or draw?
It would probably take about another three more weeks. If we still see, like, in the next upcoming weeks, the same Jalen Hurts, if he does like another 3 games under 200 yards and we're barely winning and it's our defense winning, then it's time to start going in panic mode, regardless if we win or not. Okay. Like, because we need that offense. We were offensive powerhouse last year. Offensive powerhouse. Right. This year, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, our defense is definitely helping us get by.
Yeah, but the flip side of that, you got to hope you don't wear the defense out too early in the season by having them have to play that big pause. You know what I mean? Yep. So, and injuries. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's do start 'em, sit 'em this week, fantasy football. I'm going to just keep it a C-note. Shout out to my guy, John. I'm in 2 fantasy football leagues with you, and you pulled off Puka Nacua in both leagues.
Yes, sir.
Signing him, shout out to that. That's my stardom this week. Puka Nacua. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's who I'm starting.
I also would like to put on that start list, since Cam Akers got the boot out of L.A., the other
Kyron Williams.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he leads them
he's
in
definitely
touchdowns.
He's definitely a start this week. And I know we talked about this last week in previous episodes. If y'all got Najee Harris, do not start that mug.
Yeah.
He is definitely a sit. Do not start Najee Harris.
Yeah, man. Najee Harris looks horrible. How about sit him? Who you sitting this week?
Besides Najee Harris, I might sit Wilson from the Jets, to be honest with you.
Against New England, I was thinking that.
I actually have him on my fantasy league, but I'm not considering on starting him because of the ceiling of what his quarterback is going to give him. I don't think I could see Wilson getting past like 20 points again,
right?
Until he gets like a stable quarterback.
Not just that, if you look at New England defense, they ain't let Tyreek Hill and them get off last week fantasy-wise. So that's why I had him in consideration. But Marquise Hollywood Brown, Arizona Cardinals, they're playing Dallas. I'm basically sitting everybody on Arizona but James Conner. You know what I mean?
I like James Conner, and I think
he's the only person I would start on that Arizona roster. Everybody else gets sacked.
I wonder if Pittsburgh kicking themselves right now because they probably should have kept him.
Okay. Before we pick a couple games, I just want to say something real quick because there's a lot of hate going on right now, being as though Puka Nacua is getting busy. I've seen it floating on the internet where a couple knuckleheads are saying it. Puka Nacua's success on the Rams is proof that Cooper Kupp is a system guy. Y'all gotta relax with that movie. Here's the thing. Our system is set up for our wide receivers to get busy. That's why we used to have Brandon Cooks 1,000 yards, Robert Woods 1,000 yards. You still gotta be a good receiver, gotta be a crisp route runner, gotta have good hands and all that. But to say Cooper Kupp is a product of the system is outrageous. Even though Puka getting busy, just for the record, no touchdowns yet in the regular season. Cooper Kupp, 19 touchdowns. Let's pick some games, but I want you to do something real quick, though, John. Look up Justin Jefferson's stats, right?
Justin Jefferson.
Because Justin Jefferson is huge with fantasy football. We know that. He gets a lot of receptions, a lot of yards, but he don't get a lot of touchdowns. So when a lot of people discredit Cooper Kupp's triple crown, I think he had like 19 touchdowns that year. Look at Justin Jefferson for his whole career, how many total touchdowns he has. How many is it?
What, for 2022?
No, his whole career.
Career 25.
He has 25 touchdowns. So when you say Cooper Kupp ain't that good, he's a product of this. He had all them touchdowns in 1 year. Justin Jefferson, for how busy he gets, he don't get in the end zone. And not knocking Justin Jefferson. The thing is to prove how hard it is to get into the end zone when you play in that. Puka doing all of that can't get in the end zone.
So for your Rams, would you start or sit Van Jefferson?
I'm sitting. I wouldn't even have Van Jefferson on my team. I'd cut him. If you got Puka, you made out good. If you got Tutu, you made out good. If you got Kyron Williams, I picked him up on waiver wires. You made out good. Yeah. But, I'm not starting. Van Jefferson's done. Let's pick some games, though. We got Atlanta at Detroit. John, who do you like?
Oh, that's a tough one, but I'm going Detroit this week.
I'm going to keep it a seed note. I'm going Detroit as well. We got New Orleans at Green Bay. Keep it a seed note. Who you got?
I'm going with New Orleans.
I agree on that one, too, John. I'm taking New Orleans as well. Christian Watson is back, though. Yeah. Just to let you know. We got the Chargers at the Vikings. Battle of 0-2 teams. Keep it a C. Know who you got.
Oh, man, because this is tough because the Chargers, they ain't won a game yet.
Neither one of them has won a game, right?
So, no, I think, did Minnesota win a game? But if I had to choose between the two, I'm definitely going with the Chargers over the Vikings.
Damn, I take the Chargers as well. Yeah, look it up. I believe Minnesota's 0-2, though. We got Sunday Night Football. We got Pittsburgh at the Raiders. Who you got?
Pittsburgh at the Raiders. Oh, I'm going Raiders because Pittsburgh, to me, they just seem a little shaky. They don't have it all together to me. They have it together at times, but not for the whole game. So I'm going with Vegas.
This one we disagree on, but I agree with what you said. Pittsburgh definitely don't got it together, but that line in Vegas don't got too good of a offensive line. I ain't gonna lie. Josh Jacobs was almost in that sit-em category. But before we get out of here, it's a lot going on. Battle rap. You got the kid from Philly or Norristown, Easy the block captain. There's rumors he was cheating on. Remy was cheating on Papoose with him. Now the battle rapper Geechee Gotti, he put it out there in a verse while he was battling Easy the block captain. It's a lot of people that's now turning on Papoose. Not people, female. They're saying, because, Pap held her down while she was locked up. And now you go on Twitter, you got a bunch of females saying Pap didn't really hold her down and this, that, and the third. So what's your take on this whole drama, John?
That's just how society is. I feel bad for Papoose, for me to hold down a shorty X amount of years while you in jail just for you to come out and cheat on me. And then I got to hear it on social media, and now everything got to get messy. Oh, yeah. Now, I just hope that he keeps a level head. Don't bring social media into it. If you don't want to be
Well,
with
no,
her,
he ain't been on social media,
which
but
has been good.
allegedly, you know, they saying that he knocked out Easy, the block captain, a couple months ago.
I can believe that.
Over, and they saying when he knocked him out that that's what it was. So it's been rumors in the air.
Yeah.
My thing is this: why if she held Pap down for 7 years while he was locked up and then he cheated on her, they would be killing Pap on social media. Why we don't got that same energy for Remy Ma?
That's fucked up.
Like, how do she get a pass where people are actually putting the blame on Pap? And the verse was fire because they are really definition of black love when you look at them and all of that. And he hold her down to the fullest.
And look what she does.
And yikes.
Look what she does. You can't trust. Nobody is safe, man.
Nobody is safe.
Especially out in the celebrity world. Nobody is safe, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, we about to wrap this episode up. People appreciate you for tuning in. Again, if this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Please do us a favor. Hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree, disagree, want to correct us on something, want to call us an Uber. Just let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. Please share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We holla at y'all.
Peace.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.